Your face in the crowd. I never thought that I would see you tonight. We lock eyes and you smile every single.
Hey guys, I have a super extreme clean, declutter, and organize with me today. You're going to see me completely empty out our office, declutter the entire room, the closet, transform the closet, and organize the closet and other areas in the office. I'm going to be deep cleaning, getting down on my hands and knees, scrubbing baseboards, outdoor windows, cleaning the carpet with my carpet cleaner, and completely transforming this room. I'll also be doing some more cleaning throughout the house and showing you how I organize my pictures and how I'm able to create more space in this small room by decluttering and organizing.
You take my love for granted. Say a bunch of stuff you never mean, yeah. I think I need a minute to figure out my limits.
So this is what I want to tackle today. It's our home office. My husband and I both share it, and it's just a disaster. The closet is an absolute mess, and we just didn't have enough space for all of our stuff in here. And so I wanted to do some serious decluttering before I went in there and organized. So that was the main plan for today. But before I got started, I wanted to do some cleaning up downstairs before I tackled the big project for the day. My husband, Mike, had all 3 kids out of the house for most of the day so I could focus on getting stuff done, which was just so nice. So I could, be cleaning and organizing and just focusing on this task without getting pulled in so many other directions. If you guys are new to my channel, if you've never seen my videos before, hello, I'm Jamie, and I hope you find this video motivating and inspiring. I really hope I can give you some decluttering and organizing ideas. I truly have a passion for cleaning and organizing, and I want to try to make that whole process easier for you as well. So a lot of cleaning on my channel, a lot of decluttering, a lot of organizing, and just trying to balance my crazy life. Life with 3 small children is crazy. I have a 5-year-old and twin 1-year-olds. I am not perfect. I get behind on laundry. I get behind on messes and projects, but I'm here to help you. We are going to get it done together. So I would love to have you guys join my journey. But the plan for today, before I started the office, was to pick things up off of the floor and the countertops. I also wanted to give my sink a really good deep scrubbing because it was pretty dirty, and I also wanted to clean my stovetop and the downstairs bathroom, and then I was heading upstairs for the big project.
I got an ache inside of me. It's a deep hole where I bleed. Oh, can I seal it? You're like an ocean without land, not a single grain of sand. I'm drifting on it.
So doing this downstairs portion was kind of like my warm-up before the major project upstairs. And I don't know about you guys, but if you're ever tackling a big project, which, by the way, to clean my stove, I was using this new sponge by Scotch-Brite, and it's made specifically for glass top stoves. So you just wet down your stove with water and then you scrub it, and it does a really good job of getting anything that's burnt on the stove off. But what I was saying before is, you know, when you're doing some deep cleaning or tackling a huge project in one room, and then maybe you go to a different room, or maybe you go to your kitchen or your living room and it's a mess and you just get overwhelmed because you've been cleaning all day. Maybe it's just me, but I knew that the office, the decluttering and the organizing was going to be a big project. I knew that if I came downstairs when I was done and saw the kitchen a mess and the living room a mess, I would just be in a bad mood. So I wanted to use this pre-workout before I tackled the office to clean everything up. And I'm going to tell you, when I was done with the office, which took me most of the day, I was exhausted, and it just felt nice knowing that the rest of my house was clean, even though it only stayed clean for a short amount of time once the kids got home. Make sure you guys stay tuned because there's a lot of decluttering and organizing. It's so satisfying when you see how much trash and junk and dirt we removed from the room upstairs. I'm also going to be sharing with you how I organize pictures. So my picture albums and all of the pictures we take, I have a really good system.
When you hold me, when you close, I know, I'm a lost case, I'm a mess. But everything feels a little bit lighter with you.
So I was just doing my quick grout cleaning because I haven't done it in a while down here. And to clean the grout, I'm just using the Resolve foaming carpet cleaner. It's really nice because since it's a carpet cleaner, it actually cleans the grout for you. So I just sprayed it on the grout. I let it sit for about 15 minutes and it pretty much cleans the grout itself. But sometimes I'll go in like I did today with my Rubbermaid power scrubber, and it did an amazing job.
I've been lonely for some time, even though I got too many friends. You approach me, I don't know why. I just wouldn't let you in. I thought you were stealing my heart away. I just couldn't stay. I've been stuck in the past for too long. About you, I was right.
So if you guys have been on my channel for a while, we actually created this office almost exactly a year ago. This room was just an extra room full of junk that we had. And we didn't really have a need for an office at the time, but a year ago we created this office. And it was kind of before everything changed. So when we created it, it was more for me, a space that I could go and edit videos or keep things for my videos. You know, like if I'm planning an organizational video, I'll order things and store them here. And I have a lot of equipment and stuff like that. So it was primarily my office. Well, Mike got ordered to work from home. And if you guys don't know, he is a senior financial analyst, which we'll just say he's great with numbers. He works with budgets and spreadsheets and all of that, what I would say is boring. But he got ordered to work from home in March, and he's still working from home. And we're not even sure if he'll go back into the office. He could go back to work. He could go back to the office full time. He could end up working full time from home. He could even have more of a hybrid, you know, go in some days, stay at home some days. So we're not really sure, you know. And the first clip I showed you guys when I came into the office was he had his little setup in here. And then he ended up coming in here to remove his stuff because he has 2 monitors, he has a bunch of stuff, and he's just using a card table for his desk, but he removed it before I really got started because I didn't want to mess with his stuff. So I know it looks bad that he's using a card table, but we don't want to buy a desk until he knows what he's going to do. This office is not very big. It's a pretty small room, especially for both of us. But until we know what he's doing, we're not going to buy a desk or anything. He even tried going into the basement Wi-Fi down there, even though we have a Wi-Fi booster. So he had to come back up here. So we're just trying to make do until we know what he's going to end up doing long term. But I was just removing everything from the office, like clearing the floor and stuff, and taking it out to the hallway so I can start removing stuff from the closet. And I was trying to multitask while I was doing this by running the Roomba in the kids' rooms because I hadn't vacuumed in there in a while. I feel like with organizing projects, things always get worse before they get better. I was looking at all of this stuff out in the hallway and it was really, really overwhelming. But I wanted to get everything out of the office except for the furniture, just so I can really and truly declutter. I feel like if you take stuff out of a space before you organize it, then you're going to think twice about bringing stuff back in. You're going to really evaluate if you need that thing. So that's why I was removing everything before I organized. So I was removing everything from the closet, and then I was going to have Mike put together a little cube organizer, and that was going to give me more space for the stuff in the office. So this room is really our only extra room in the house, and I want to be careful when I say this. I mentioned in another video how I feel like we don't have a lot of storage space, and I got a comment about how I should be grateful for what I have because some people are homeless. And first off, you guys, I want you to know I am so grateful for what we have. I know I don't have a small house. I am very grateful for what we have. So please don't mistake what I'm going to say as that I'm not grateful. But we don't have a lot of extra space. And when I say this, we don't have an attic. Growing up, my house was half of the size of this house, but we had 2 attics, and we also had a shed. We're not allowed to have a shed in this neighborhood because of the homeowners association. We cannot have a shed. So all of our extra stuff is in the little storage space in the basement, and then this room. But this room is also doubling as an office for both Mike and I. So like extra, and we also have extra decorations. I keep wrapping paper in here. You know how you have that spot for just like random stuff. So for example, my niece's birthday is coming up and I've bought some things for her, and I was just kind of putting it in this room because I don't want the kids to mess with it. Or around Christmas, Christmas presents are rolling in when I order them online, and I just kind of set them in here so they're out of our space, out of our way, and nobody's messing with them. And so it's just kind of nice to have that space, that adult space, that I can put things. But anyways, like I said, I don't want you guys to think that I'm complaining that we don't have an attic or I'm ungrateful. And I realize that people have smaller houses, and I'm blessed with the space we have, but we just don't have a lot of extra closet space. And so my goal in today was to try to create more space for the extra stuff that we have. So then I was just going through it and giving this room a really good deep clean. Pretty much every inch of this office is being used day to day. When Mike's desk is in here, so it's really rare that I get a chance to wipe baseboards, clean the baseboards, clean the carpets and all of that. So I was doing all of those things. But I would say that one of my biggest questions I get is this our forever home? Do we ever want to move? And to be 100% honest with you, a lot has changed since we moved into this house. I mean, completely honest, we don't know if it is or not. We really love this house, but we're not dead set on it. There's some things we would like to have different. Mike and I are pretty much on the same page with that, so that's good. But when we bought this house, we only had one kid. We just had Avery. We were planning on having only one more kid, just 2 kids total. So we wanted, 2 bedrooms and then an extra room for office or random stuff. But then we ended up going through infertility and the IVF process, and then we had the twins. But even then we had enough room. We had a room for all 3 kids. Even if, I always plan on having the twins share a room, but they may get to a point one day where they want to be separate. So ideally we would like 4 bedrooms for the kids and then an office. So 4 bedrooms and an office I think would be ideal. And especially if Mike's going to end up working from home. So if we had one office, maybe he could have the office and I would have the extra room. And then if the twins wanted to separate their bedrooms, then I would give up my office and we would share again. Mike has a lot of conference calls. He works for an international company and he has conference calls and videos at all hours of the day and evening. He has a lot of equipment because he deals with a lot of numbers and budgets. He has multiple computer screens and he just requires a lot of stuff for his work. So it would be nice to have our own space, but I guess we'll see what happens. I think a lot depends on, the market and what we could find. But we do love our house. At the same time, it's just some smaller spacing issues that are a little challenging, but we will probably see if we can make it work before we jump to moving.
Tonight we could do this right. We'll find the remedy. Or would you stay with me now till the morning? Would you stay till the morning light? Or would you follow me? Or would you let it be? If I leave tonight, we could do this right. We'll find the remedy. Or would you stay with me now till the morning light? Till the morning.
Something else about this house that we don't love, and I want to be careful when I say this because you never know who's listening, but the houses, or specifically the house behind us, is pretty much on top of us. And I know that may be normal for certain areas in the United States or in other countries, but it's not typical for our area. I mean, it's pretty unique that we have the neighbors behind us so close to us, and they just put in an in-ground pool that's almost right on our fence line, and when they're outside we can hear all of their conversations when they're swimming, jumping in the pool. Even when we're sitting inside in the summertime and the windows are open, you can hear their conversations in the pool. So, it's just nice to have, not that we even want land or a big yard or anything, but just not someone on top of us. So that's the other, spacing issue. But they're really nice. They're really respectful. They're not out late. So we're very blessed to have good neighbors at the same time.
Tell me what I'm gonna do. Tell me how I'm gonna live my life without you. Yeah, tell me
I love my cube organizers, and I needed more storage space in the closet. Everything else was just kind of thrown in here. So I got the idea for a 6 cube organizer that I got, ended up getting from Target. It was actually cheaper than Walmart, and it allowed me to utilize vertical space, and it was also cheaper than putting in built-in closet storage. And I was planning on just using cube organizers that I had from other projects. They're not going to match, which I didn't love, but you know what? It was free because I already had them, so I wasn't going to go ahead and buy new cube organizers just so they all could match.
It was a Thursday night when I first saw you. Those green eyes caught me. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a Friday night when I first kissed you. You struck me like lightning. You broke my chains and released me. And days turned into nights on the couch in your apartment. No, I am not the same. Everything has changed. Every day, 24/7, you call my name, and I will come running. Yeah, every day, 24/7. Yeah, every day, I will come running, babe. Every day, yeah, every day, babe.
So the goal with these bins with the organizing is what I was trying to do was put all like items, basically one type of item into each bin, because before in the closet I had baskets and stuff in there, and then in the white bins that I have in the other cube organizer in here, I had just a bunch of random stuff in each cube, and I wanted to have a place for everything. So, you know, I wanted to be like, okay, I need some camera equipment, where do I go for that? Or I need some extra hats and gloves, where do I go from that? Or, you know, I need this or that. Like, I want to have, you know, one bin for one type of thing, if that makes sense. And then this blue drawer thing, I think this was from my college years, and things have just been thrown into it every single year since college. So it was a bunch of junk, and I went through and honestly threw away a lot of things, donated a lot of things, and then rehomed a lot of things in there. And I was able to completely get rid of that. And then I moved on to organizing the desk, which everything was pretty much just shoved in there.
Nights on the couch. No, I'm not the same. Everything has changed. Every day, 24/7, you call my name, and I will come running. Yeah, every day, 24/7. Yeah, every day, I will come running, babe.
I absolutely love these little organizers. I got them from Target, and they're really cheap. I will have them linked down below, but they come in white, they come in blush, I think they come in gray. I really like the blush pink because I have blush pink accents in this room. But they come in 3 different sizes, maybe even 4, and they come in multiple packs. So you get more than one organizer in a pack. And I feel like they're like $2 or something. So, and you can just use them in so many places in your house.
Door of the club, playing soul on the weekends. Stayed in bed till Wednesday. Fell in love with you right there and then. I was young, couldn't see that.
This is seriously cracking me up. Do you guys remember these calculators that you had to have for math class? What was it? Algebra? I think algebra. So the next task was to organize the games I had up in this closet. And these are adult games. And when I say adult games, I mean it in the sense that they're not games for kids. They're not Chutes and Ladders or Candyland. But anyways, I got tired of all of the bulky boxes up here, and they would always fall down. And I even think the Apples to Apples game was taped shut because the cards kept falling out. So I wanted to put these games in bags, and I've recently been doing this with Avery's games, and it just created so much more space. And you can put these in more space in the closet. I'll have these bags linked down below. I got them from Amazon, and I'll also have the size that I got, but they just fit so nicely in a organizer, a box. And it's nice because if I go somewhere, you know, if we're hanging out with friends and we go somewhere and we want to take a game, we can just grab the bag and not worry about it coming open in the car. I just love how you can stack them all up in a cube organizer or a basket, and when you need a game, you can just grab the basket down and pick out the game that you want. I feel like that was much bigger of a project than I had anticipated, but feels good. I just feel like since this is our one extra room in the house, I don't feel like we have a lot of junk in here. Before I felt like it was just kind of like I didn't love the closet, and now I feel like when I open that closet, it doesn't look like a mess, or it doesn't look like we have just a bunch of stuff in there that we don't use. I feel like I was successfully able to get rid of a lot of stuff, which there's just this freeing feeling when you get rid of stuff. Right here I just have some files down there, but here I was able to organize everything. And it was just nice because I was able to, before I felt like I had a lot of random stuff in each of these baskets, and now it's all of the same thing. So when I need a cleaning tool, I know to go to that one, you know. When I'm gonna organize a space, I wanna check down here first and see if I can use anything from here first. Or if I need my Cricut supplies, they're all in there. So just like one bin for one type of thing. And it's not just throwing random stuff into these bins. Okay guys, I think this might be the best part, the most satisfying part of all of that hard work. This is everything that I'm getting rid of. Everything that we're getting rid of, donating, rehoming. Look at this stuff, you guys. How freeing is this to see all of this out of that room and out of this house. All right, so this is the closet. I don't know if it looks that much better to you, but I can tell you, sorry for the bad lighting, but it looks way better in person. So over here, I just have some extra cubes. You never know when I'm gonna find some place to use those, so I have those stacked down there. And then we have our 2 safes, an extra fan, and then that's just some chalkboard stuff that we keep, and then all of our games concealed, which I love. And then over here, I just have some extra pillows that I didn't know really what to do with, and I want to keep them because I'm sure when I switch out my pillow covers, I may need more. So I kept those. Those are the extra pictures, the prints that I have. I actually might end up putting those in the desk since I have some extra room in there. But for right now, they're up there. And then I love this. I think this is the thing that I'm most excited about. I don't love how all of the cubes don't match, but you know what? I wasn't gonna go and spend the money just to have it match because it's in a closet, it's upstairs, it doesn't really matter. So I have everything concealed. Again, so it's just like the white baskets out here that each cube contains one thing. So it's not like a bunch of junk in here or junk in here. You know, we have hats, extra hats and gloves. We have extra bags. I have my extra YouTube video and cameras and equipment in one of these. We have photo albums in that one. So, you know, it's one thing for each cube. And then what I love is I'm able to put my Cricut machines up here. I didn't really have a place for them. I don't know if you guys saw earlier, but I had my Cricut Explorer pushed back there. And I just didn't like it. It wasn't clean looking, you know? And of course, I don't want that on the floor anyways. So I was able to put my Explorer up here, and then I have my Cricut Joy right here. And it just, I think, looks really nice. And again, we were just able to get rid of a lot of stuff in here. It's way more cleaner, and I'm very happy with it. Really quickly, how I organize pictures. So every single year I save, every time I take a picture that I think is worthy, photo album worthy, like it's just a really good picture, I save it in a separate folder on my phone. So it'll be like, so I've gotten so used to it. If I ever take a good photo, add it to that album. And at the end of the year, instead of combing through, 300-400 pictures, you guys know how many pictures you take and then how many screenshots and stuff you don't end up deleting or whatever. So instead of combing through all those, I just pull from those top pictures, which honestly ends up saving me so much time, and it makes creating an album so much easier. So what I do is then I go through, this is from 2016, so then I go through and just make an album from those top pictures. So here, like I said, it's just a lot easier to pull from. And so I make one family album, but then I also get the prints because it's one of those situations where it's like, a kid needs a baby picture for something. There's going to be times where you just need the actual print. So I make an album and I do a print, and it's all backed up on an external hard drive. I feel like it can get very overwhelming with pictures because we all take so many pictures, and it's just different from like growing up. My mom just you only had the pictures that you actually got printed out, developed. So it's just so overwhelming with all of the pictures, and this is a system I find that works pretty well. The one question that comes up is, well, you only have one photo album, you have 3 kids, so who gets the photo album? I guess when I die. Which is kind of morbid to think about. To be honest with you, I'm not going to worry about that. I just hope that my girls aren't going to fight over the albums. Hopefully they can just divide them up between each other. Maybe they can take an album, take some prints. I don't know. I'm not going to make 3 albums every single year. That would be too much work and too expensive. So that's kind of the system I have. If you guys have another photo organizational system, how you keep track of your photos, let me know. I just always get overwhelmed because I ever think of, you know, you think of how many pictures you take, and then a lot of people add them to their computer, or they back it up to the cloud or an external hard drive, but when are you ever going to sit down and comb through that, you know? So I want something in hand that we can look at, you know? And also, like, let's say there was a house fire, God forbid, there was a house fire, it would be on the external hard drive, which is in a fireproof safe. And they're also backed up to a cloud. So I feel for the most part I got my bases covered, and I just feel like this is a pretty good system, and it's been working the past couple of years. And we have a nice little stack of photo albums that I make on Shutterfly. So for example, this is this year's album, and I always kind of do a family picture in the, like, a beginning of the year, end of the year. And I always write up something about how the year went, like top accomplishments for everybody and whatnot. So yeah, this is how I do it. And it's really nice on Shutterfly because you can do a variety of layouts and add as many pictures as you want. So it's really cool.
You're gone now, will you coming back? Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. You're the traveling kind, it's a known fact. Yeah, I know that. Once you've seen all the things, all the places, I hope it means that you'll come home to me. Once you've traveled the world.
So even though I had a long day of organizing and decluttering, I still wanted to clean the floors in the kitchen and the living room because, as you can see, there was a lot of stuff on the floors, and it probably would have been more smart of me to do this after we eat dinner, but the kids were still not home. Mike wasn't home yet with them, so I was like, I'm going to take advantage of this free time and vacuum and mop, because I knew that after dinner I would probably crash, which I did. But I was just vacuuming and mopping before I ended my successful day of cleaning, decluttering, and organizing. And after I'm done mopping, that's going to be it for the video for the day. And I did not close out the video because I was so tired, but I hope you guys found it motivating. And if you need some pantry organization ideas, I just put up a video on my channel where I organize my parents' small pantry, and I also give just general pantry organizational tips and organizational products and kitchen organization products in that video. So no matter the size of your pantry, hopefully it can help you. And I also have a graphic that gives you step-by-step instructions on how you can easily organize your pantry when you need to do it. So I will have that video linked in the description so you can check it out if you want to.